What's up, guys? Today I'm going to make a very special video called the top 10 reasons why I love Vietnam. I'm going to give you the top 10 things that I love about being here in Vietnam, and then I'm going to give you a few things that are maybe not so great about Vietnam and give you an overall perspective of what it's like to live here. Afterwards, I'm going to give you a really great option about moving here and making a decent living if that's something that is interesting to you. So reason number 10, the sheer amount of activities you can do here. When a lot of people think of Vietnam, they think of rice paddies or huts in the village with straw roofs on them. This is a very developed city. If you take a look around me, you can see here I'm in Saigon, Ho Chi Minh City. It is a big city. It's bustling. It has everything you could possibly want. And cities like Hanoi, cities like Da Nang, smaller cities even, maybe like Nha Trang, they've got lots of things and lots of activities. You can go here in Saigon, you can go rock climbing, you can play tennis, you can go for a nice restaurant at both an Asian or Western restaurant that's going to offer you really reasonable prices. You can go bowling. You can do basically all of the things that you could do in your home country of, say, America, like mine, here in Vietnam, and everything's just going to be a little bit cheaper. Reason number 9, coffee. I know a lot of you love coffee. I like coffee. I just had a iced black coffee, which they call a Cafe Den Da. A lot of people really like the Cafe Sua Da, which is a basically iced milk coffee. Some people say it's the most delicious coffee they've ever had in their life. This is a very big coffee drinking culture. So when you come here to Saigon, when you come anywhere in Vietnam, you're gonna see lots of cafes, lots of people sitting out drinking coffee. It is an integral part of their day-to-day life. And it's very safe to say that Vietnam has some of the best coffee in the world. All right, reason number 8 is the cost of living. The cost of living is extremely reasonable here. You can live very comfortably on $2,000 a month. And when I say very comfortably, I mean you're living in a nice apartment, you are eating out all the time, you're going out whenever you feel like it basically, and you're not cutting any corners. You can live here as low as $700, $800, maybe $1,000 a month. Sure, you're budgeting a little bit more, cooking more at home, but it's definitely doable. Some of the locals here live on a salary of like $300 a month, and they make that work. So as a foreigner here, living on say $1,500 to $2,000 a month, you can live very comfortably. There's a few ways to earn money like that. You can do what a lot of foreigners do here, which is English teaching, and I will get into more details about that later on in this video. There are other professional jobs here, people who work in the finance industry, people who work in import and export. So there's lots of different options for people to come here and to earn a living. And like I said, that cost of living is really ideal, and you're able to enjoy all of the qualities of life without putting such a big dent in your wallet, and then you can save more money to do other things like travel places and see other great parts of Asia. So reason number 7 is directly related to that. It's proximity to other great countries here in Asia. So when you're here in Vietnam, you are very close to places like Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Myanmar, India, the Philippines, Malaysia, Singapore. You can hop on a flight to the Philippines and be there in 3 hours. So when you're in the United States, that's a 24-hour trip with multiple flights sometimes. But when you're here already in Southeast Asia, you can hop on a short flight and get somewhere really cool in Asia, and it's usually a really cheap flight. You know, for example, a round-trip flight to, say, Bangkok, Thailand would be around $100 from here in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. And that leads me into reason number 6, and that is travel within Vietnam. When you're already here in Vietnam, of course, it's easy to travel domestically, and it's also very affordable. So Saigon, where I'm living, is it's a bustling city. It's the biggest city in Vietnam, but you've also got cities in the north like Hanoi, which is another big city, has all of the things that a big city would offer, all the amenities, all the activities. If you're into more of like a smaller beach town vibe, you could go to Da Nang, which is in the middle. You could go to Nha Trang or Mui Ne. I've heard even the surf in Mui Ne is pretty cool. Also, cities like Hue is a nice kind of mid-sized city that you could go to. If you're into the island vibe, you could go to Phu Quoc, which is an island in the southern portion of Vietnam. I will say around here in Saigon, if you're into natural beauty, it's probably not the best place. But if you go up north to the areas like Ha Long Bay or Sapa or Ninh Binh, you can see some beautiful nature and some beautiful natural landscape. All said, travel within Vietnam is very affordable, very easy to do. You can get on a round-trip flight to Hanoi for, say, $60 or $70 from here in Saigon. So travel within Vietnam, reason number 6, is a great facet of living here in Vietnam. Reason number 5, getting around town, riding on a motorbike. It's really fun. When you're living in America, you're driving cars everywhere, right? Or you're taking a bus maybe. Maybe you're getting an Uber car, which is gonna cost you like $30 to go 3 miles. Here, you hop on a motorbike, one of these guys back over here, and you just go wherever you want. The cost of putting fuel in a motorbike is obviously way cheaper than putting fuel in a car. So the overall cost of transportation is lower. If you're not completely comfortable driving a motorbike yourself, you can hire a motorbike taxi. They've got companies like Grab, Gojek, a new one called Bee, which I really like. They've got great prices. You hire the motorbike taxi, a guy comes up and you hop on the back of his bike, and it's kind of a fun experience. You hop on, he already knows where you're going because you've put it into an app, and then he takes you wherever you want in the city. And most often these rides cost between $1 to $5 max, depending on how far within the city you're going. So very, very affordable. If you do need a car, there are cars available as well. Sort of like the Uber service in America, it would be through a service like Grab or Bee or Gojek. And these cars would run anywhere from $4 to sometimes $10, $15, depending on where you're going in the city. They're useful usually for when it's raining outside. So if you don't want to get wet, or obviously if you have multiple people, so you can't take more than one person on the back of a motorbike. So if you're in a group of 2 or more, you guys split a car and then go wherever you want in the city. But it's all very cheap. I can't emphasize how much cheaper it is to get around here versus getting around in America, especially now with what gas prices are. It's just outrageous. So here in Vietnam, where yes, the gas prices are higher than they were, say, 2 years ago, it's still very affordable. Gas here right now, I think, is going for about $1.50 a liter. So yeah, about $6 a gallon. But when you're filling up a motorbike, it's gonna cost you $4, and then that's gonna get you around for 4 or 5 days. So a lot cheaper than filling up your car for $70 or $80 and having that get you around for a few days. Reason number 4 is the food. So everyone's heard of pho. Everyone has heard things like, oh, Vietnamese food is so good. It's so delicious. When you get here and you try all of these different Vietnamese dishes like mie quang, which is a noodle soup from the central region of Vietnam, or when you try something like cơm tam, which is called broken rice, which is a rice dish usually served with a pork chop and some vegetables and some fish sauce. Or when you try other noodle soups like bún bò Huế, which is a beef noodle soup with thicker noodles and a delicious broth, you start to realize, wow, the breadth of cuisine here is very deep, and it's more than just pho. There's lots of different delicious things to eat here, and you can eat these things for really cheap. A bowl of pho here is $1.50, not $12 to $15 like it is in America. You can get a banh mi sandwich, very cheap, maybe 75 cents, and they'll make it for you right there on the street. When you get here to Vietnam, be willing to try the street food. Don't be scared of it. This is where you're gonna find a lot of the best food for the best prices. Are you gonna get sick? Maybe, yeah, you might. If you're older and your health is a big issue, maybe you just want to stick to the really safe, normal restaurants. But if you're a younger person or if you're in good health, take the risk. Yeah, you get sick. I got really sick once, but now I can eat anything and I'm not getting sick from it. So yeah, the food standards in terms of health and safety are not going to compare to what you would see in like America or Australia, but that doesn't mean that the street food here is not edible. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's very edible, very delicious, and very affordable. And reason number 3 is the bar scene and the drinking scene. So it is awesome here. Just as drinking coffee is a big part of their culture, drinking beer is a big part of the Vietnamese culture as well. There's a lot of great bars here. A lot of great Western themed bars or bars that cater towards expats or Westerners. Here in District 1, you've got a lot of great bar options geared towards foreigners and Vietnamese alike. District 2's got some really great bars. Buddha Bar, a new bar called Play Bar, which is kind of cool. Evita Bar, where we play our pool games, so shout out to Evita. Hopefully you guys watched that last video. But there's a lot of great bars. The other thing you can do here, if you want to have some really cheap beers, like I'm talking 70 cents a beer, maybe $1 a beer, is you can go what's called đi nhậu, and you can go drink like the locals do in more of a small restaurant outdoor setting. Some buckets of beers, they bring you some ice, they bring you a glass, and you just fill up beers and you go mo, hi, bye, yo, and you clank your glasses with some Vietnamese people and you guys just drink away, and it's a really fun time. So there's always that option. There's even an option called like bia hoi or bia tui, which is like fresh beer that they brew that day, and you can get that stuff for like less than 10 cents a glass. I don't really like going for that stuff so much because I don't feel great after I drink it, but I'm definitely down with the đi nhậu. Grab some tigers at a local place, or just going to one of my regular bars like Evita Bar in District 2 and going and running into some expats that I know, because you're always going to run into some people that you know here, and that's another great aspect of it. That's something I want to add too, is that the foreigners here, I'm not going to make a special number for this, but the expat group here, the people who are here, they're really cool people, most of them. It's very easy to make friends here. That can kind of be tied into the drinking culture, but it's more of just the social culture. When you come here and you see other people from other countries, it's almost like you've got that connection, right? Like, we're all the way out here in Asia. We're obviously not from here, but we share that commonality. We share that sort of sense of journey and that sense of adventure, where we're automatically going to be friends in some way or connected in some way because of the setting that we're in. All right, so reason number 2 is the Vietnamese people. Vietnamese people are very welcoming people. They are excited to have foreigners in their country for the most part. Some aren't, okay, but I would say the vast majority are. And what's more is that they're willing to try to speak English with you because they understand that Vietnamese is a difficult language and that you probably won't be able to speak it. Whereas in America, most of the time we would see someone who doesn't speak English and say, I don't have time for you, go learn English. The Vietnamese here are much different. They're more humble. Their attitude is more like, hey, here's a different person from a different culture that I might be able to learn something from. Let me try my best to communicate in his language and to accommodate and be welcoming to him or her. And I think that's a really lovely aspect of the Vietnamese people in general. And finally, reason number 1 ties into reason number 2, the people. Number 1 for me is the Vietnamese women. They're beautiful, they're smart, they're ambitious, they're hardworking, they're family oriented. A good portion of them are interested in dating foreign men and trying to speak English with them. And they are a joy to be with. So if you're interested in that, I will make a separate video specifically about dating in Vietnam, and I will go into more details about that. But it is not uncommon to see foreign men out here with Vietnamese girlfriends, and then a lot of them end up getting married and having Vietnamese wives. So that is reason number 1. But I want to make this video a little bit balanced. So I want it to be a fair perspective of Vietnam. So let me go over some of the minor drawbacks about being here in Vietnam. Okay, so one of the drawbacks of being in Vietnam is the rainy season. So the rainy season here in Saigon lasts from May to October. So we're in it right now. Today, right now, you can see it's not raining, but it is extremely humid right now. You can see I'm sweating, my face is sweating. It will rain today. You can already tell. The skies are dark and cloudy. It's going to rain. It doesn't rain every day during the rainy season, and it's obviously not constantly raining. But during the rainy season, you should expect rain every day or be prepared for rain every day. And that becomes a little bit annoying when you're trying to get around the city, especially on a motorbike or on the back of a motorbike, because you might get soaked. The rain that I'm talking about could be anywhere from a light sprinkle to full-on monsoon, heavy raindrop type thing where the whole streets are flooded. So be prepared for that. The rainy season is a little bit annoying. Another drawback is the heat and humidity. So I am from Los Angeles, California, where essentially we have what most people would consider pretty perfect weather, especially in the beach city that I'm from. But here it is humid. I'm constantly wiping the sweat from my eyes during this video because I've been standing out here in the heat for like an hour. It's hot. It's humid, and that doesn't go away at any point in the year. It's always hot and humid. Right now it's the rainy season, but when the rainy season's done, it's still gonna be hot. It's still gonna be sweaty. So when you get out here, expect the heat. It is something you get used to a degree, but it is definitely something that if you're not into heat or humidity, or if you really prefer colder places, this wouldn't be the place for you. For some people though, especially a lot of people from England that I meet, they love it. They're like, wow, you know, this is so much sunlight, so much heat that we don't get here in, say, Manchester or Yorkshire. And they just absolutely love the weather here. So maybe for some of you it'll be a refreshing experience, but for others it would be a little bit of a disappointment. Another drawback is this is still a developing country. You're still gonna see the streets are a little bit dirtier. You might see a rat roaming around at night. There might be a cockroach in your apartment. There might be a power outage, although those happen a lot less now than they used to. But it's a developing country, so things are going to be, you know, just a little bit more edgy, less organized, you know, not as what you would consider maybe sanitary. So expect that coming in. Don't come here and say, oh my God, there was a cockroach on my floor. What am I gonna do? I can't live here. But if that's who you are, and if that's kind of the attitude you have about a place, I just wouldn't come at all. But if you're able to adapt to your surroundings, then, you know, it's a great place to be. So overall, I think the positives of this city, you know, the great people, the beautiful women, the amazing quality of life, the cost of living, they far outweigh those minor drawbacks that you're gonna have here, at least in my opinion. And that's why I've been here for over 5 years. It's just an amazing place. And if you are a person who can, you know, somewhat adapt to their surroundings and be a little bit malleable in your expectations about things and just be able to kind of go with the flow, I think this can be a great place for you, a great place for you to grow and to start a new journey of your own. Now, a little bit about how you can come out here as a foreigner and make a living and stay out here in Vietnam. 5 years ago, I came out here and I did what's called a TEFL or a TEFL, which is a certificate where you learn how to be an English teacher to foreign students of English. I did that 5 years ago through a school called Ninja Teacher, and I have an affiliate link down below for this school. So full disclosure, if you do decide to go with that school, go ahead and give that link a click, and then I will get a little bit of a kickback for that. But let me tell you a little bit about this Ninja Teacher school and why I think it's a great option for you if you're interested in coming out here and being an English teacher. So as an English teacher, you can earn anywhere from $1,000 to $2,000 a month. Like I said about the cost of living, that would more than pay for whatever you needed to do out here, whatever you needed to survive on out here. And the Ninja Teacher School is a really good school in terms of preparing you with hands-on classroom experience. So they don't just give you an online couple of slides and say, there you go, good luck. You know, they bring you into a classroom, they bring you in front of real Vietnamese students, and they help you learn how to be a teacher. So more than just the hands-on training in front of Vietnamese students, they also help you with job placement assistance. So after I finished the course, I had a job within a week at a established school here in Vietnam, and I got the connection for that interview from that Ninja Teacher school. But maybe the most invaluable part of doing the TEFL certification here in Vietnam through Ninja Teacher was the network of friends I made immediately when I came here. So I came here and I immediately met like 30 new friends because they were all doing the course with me. And you build that sort of connection, that bond with those people because you're here for the same reason. You're out in an exotic country doing something very different than what you were doing in your life before you came out here to Vietnam. I've still got friends from that course that are still here teaching today, and I'm still very good friends with them. So that, along with the in-person training, along with the job placement and that network of people that you immediately meet, those are all things that more than pay for themselves when you sign up for that course with Ninja Teacher. So I highly recommend it. As I said, full disclosure, affiliate link below. If you click that, I will get a bit of a kickback. So is this a bit of an advertisement? Sure, it is. But is it one of those BS things where I'm trying to just get you to sign up for something that's not worth it? No, absolutely not. It's a legitimate way for you to come out here and to earn money and to make a life for yourself out here in Vietnam. And as I've said, with all these reasons, it's a great life. I highly recommend it. I wake up every day thinking, wow, I'm so glad I did this, and I'm so glad that I decided to make my life out here in Vietnam. Thanks for watching this video, guys. Again, if you haven't already done so, subscribe to the channel, click the like button. Let's see if we can get this video to 200 likes. I haven't really hit that target very often, maybe once or twice, so 200 likes would be awesome. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.